Hello, in this video we're going to talk about the spine. So basically, as we have mentioned in the very first video, that we have the visibility of every scene just on this guy. So uh, basically you have the spine coming as a default in the simplest form. You can use it. You can use this control, which is called the master F key, for posing, quick posing the spine by only rotation and positionally. You know, rotating and translating, you can have like quick arcs. So that's good, but it is not enough. These are the two, center of mass controls. We have two in place, so we can do something just like this. So we can do like some animators call the other guys like the fly control. So you can have like change the pivot of rotation without having animatable pivot. So you can have like a big backflip and many other parkour things, So you can have like this guy is rotating from here. So if he is going like to do like uh, air wheel, air cartwheel, I'm not sure about the naming. Was doing these things a while ago. Anyways, let's get back to the 3D. Anyways, so we can have like icon controls visible. Let's By default you are having both the key and the offset. Okay, all in place. This gives you like a layered action, can have like two controls to have like a layered. Let's say that we have like done this animation, but at some point, or this guy, something just like this guy, and walk cycle is having just like this one. For let's just imagine that we have animation happening just like this one, and you need to add like an extra movement over this guy, over this animation without altering your original animation. So this is the main uh, function or the reason for having these offset guys happening here. But if you feel like this is like not needed, you can have simply like AK offset controls like disabled, nothing else. So by default, if we rotate the chest, we don't have any other effect. It's just affecting the twisting, but not affecting the arc shape. And here comes the importance of having some attribute which is called chest rot B. B because we have similar one exactly having the same action called the chest rot on the red one. Okay, so simply it decides how much the effect on the rest of the spine. So you can have like arc shaped, C shaped in this case, and for the let's move the arms out of the way. Simply then okay. So if we are rotating the head side to side, back and forth, so we don't have any effect. Again, we can trigger the effect using this guy. So in this case, it's 0 things. So we are having 0 things again. One axis rotation to see things better, which is the Z rotation, and S shaped. Can use these guys. Let's disable the volume thing. Yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory here. So you can decide to have this on and off as you like for your animation. And you have like secondary guys. And I'm just trying to zero this out. Sorry guys, I'll talk about you later. So you have these guys here and can decide have a detailed arc shape or whatever, sorry. again. And as you see, these guys are having like twist effect on the entire spine, which is good. Doing this, it is not, we can disable here. The attributes are on this IK master here, which is the yellow one. By default, we don't have any stretchability of volume. So if we move these guys here, any of them, so we have a constant length, no stretch, no squash, nothing happens. But if we decide to have like stretch, increase the stretch, crank up the value, and we have like it is 100% following, So that's cool. But no volume change, and if we go down, we still have the original lens, not change it. In this case, we trigger the squeeze thing. Have something just like this one. What is left? We have no volume change. No volume. Volume is still not acting logically, so we can trigger only the volume and by default values. If you followed the ARM videos, you will understand how have this effect, how to control the volume attributes. So in this case, let's just get back to the volume attribute and see how can decrease the multiplicity, and you can change the volume place. Okay, how to increase the fall off, can control the shape of the volume. Okay, big this a little bit, and so on. It's appealing and cartoonish to have such effect. And speaking of, the volume and the stretch and such things, we can enable what is called limit stretch. Okay, by default, it has like the default length is like 3 point blah blah, and the maximum is just the double of the value. What what does this say? It says like if you gun this just try to examine. If you gun this far by double, you will be having like stretch is happening until this limit. So if I go this far, it happens. If I go below this limit, it doesn't happen. So, and this limits to be like the minimum is just like this value, which is not rational since the standard value is just this value. We need to have like value lower the default. So let's say that 1.5 and the maximum is like 4. So the default is 3, maximum is 4, minimum is 1.5. Okay, in this case, if we try to go beyond this value, we can't, and below the value, we can't go lower than this one. And this is good since if you just want to have like limited effect, limited minor effect, and have like control over how far the animator or you're if you are in the same on the same project and just want to control the limit of stretchability. It is very useful if you are animating like realistic characters, and mind that if you go far, the volume still behaves, and just be careful. Limited can go this and this, and I think it works with this guy too. Yeah, the same. If you this guy up and down, stops here. So yeah, that's the limit stretch. It's kinda um, not straightforward, but yeah, it is usable for some reasons. But you can ignore this and turn off if you don't like. Offset twist, it is the twist. Offset roll if you want to roll everything. Squish, and we have explained these guys. You have the values, ignore this guy, should hide and lock this. And what else we have for we have the secondaries. Secondaries are these minors. If you just want freely move, rotate, scale, it is just like this. And proxies, hide the geo but keep the controls, and hip only. Let's just hide the secondaries. If you rotate the hip, and let's even disable the effect on the spine, you still have like a twist effect. Sometimes when some guys are doing like walk cycles and such, do you want to isolate the hip movement without affecting the other parts of the spine? Here comes the hip only control. Simply it works just like this, it moves the hip independently. And since the character is composed of boxes or parts, you can do like overlaps. So this happens and this follows, like all the classic cartoons. So that's it, the hip only, simple and easy. And what else for the spine? I think that's it. The FK spine, FK controls. We have FK controls. Let's have it. It is just the movers of the IK. So the IK follows the FKs. And the master control, this guy is just moving under the hood, the FK controls. And if you translate it, just translate the FK controls. And the FK, like the arms and legs, they are not only rotatable, it is just translatable also, I mean. So yeah, you can translate this easily, and sometimes you just hide the IK controls and only rely on the FK ones. Easy, easy. Okay. Plus, every single FK control has like IK has like rotate order, and has also the guys have like offset controls if you want to do like layering, and if you have any gimbal thing for rotation for some reason, you have like offset guys here for you. That's it for the spine. Let's move next to the neck and head.